This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio. PHLV Radio.
Hello, good evening everybody. It's Friday night. So if you're watching us in the Pacific or California, magandang gabi. Good evening to everybody. And it is 9:03 p.m. on a beautiful Saturday. And if you're, beautiful Friday rather. If you're watching us in the Philippines where I'm right now, magandang tanghali sa inyong lahat. And as always, I hope you had a wonderful lunch with your loved ones, your friends, your family, your significant others. I hope you're enjoying your lunch. So kami yung inyong magandang pananghalian kasama while we're doing our show. Also, hello to everybody and happy viewing to our Team Replay and Team Share. So magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. And if you're watching us in different parts of the world, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. Ay, sila Doms Sepagan is watching. Hello Doms, watching from, I think, Antipolo. Then Hazel Bay Santos, of course, my inaanak is watching from, nakuha, gising ka pa. You're watching from Houston, Texas. Si Hazel Ortega is watching from Las Vegas, Nevada. How are you? I saw you guys are having a concert next, I think in June. So send us the poster and I'll definitely more than willing to promote your show. So if you are, before we start our show today, we are live on different podcasts, namely Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. Also, we are live on PHLB Radio Facebook page, as well as simultaneously airing live on PHLB Radio YouTube channel. So if you're not a subscriber yet, all you have to do is like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to be notified every time we're on or any of the shows of PHLB Radio is on, what you need to do is just click on that notification bell. Yeah. Also, if you're using Amazon Fire TV, just look at PHLB Radio channel. And if you're using Alexa, all you have to do is say, Alexa, play PHLB Radio. And if you have any questions in any of the shows or at the stations, feel free to view or check us out, or you could log in to www.phlbradio.com. Yan. Sabi ni Dom Sepagan, happy sunny Saturday. Yes, and I think by now you guys know that I am still in Manila and I'm doing my live in my mom's home. And then it's really humid here. But just as always, it is more fun in the Philippines. So, yun po. So, our topic for today, I think a lot of you had been requesting, because I think what happened is a lot of you would like to travel back to the Philippines, pero it's either because of the schedule, with the job schedule, or with the going high rate of plane tickets or plane fare going back to Manila. It is still difficult for some people to fly in, and of course there's some restrictions. I don't know why there's some restrictions. Just to let you know, my experience has been very wonderful, including the EVA. I was in and out of the airport in 5 minutes. The EVA Airlines, which the airline I took on the way back here, I was in and out of the NAIA airport in less than 5 minutes. Meaning from the time that I got out of the plane, cleared immigration, cleared custom, and by the time, like I would say, a top 5 minutes, and I was out of NAIA or Ninoy Aquino International Airport. But I think what made it really easy is I did 72 hours prior to the flight, or any flight for that matter, going into the Philippines. You have to fill out that form. There's 2 forms you need to fill out online, and that is the e-travel. Together with the e-travel is the custom declaration. That made it very easy, because once you are registered and you already filled it out, you will be given a QR code. That QR code goes into their main system, and they already cleared you. So I didn't even have to present anything in immigration other than the passport. as well as even in customs, I don't have to present anything because I guess it's because of technology. They were able to identify that Josh Andowit, is already cleared from immigration and customs. So I think that's one of the development that's going on, as well as I think you heard people who are traveling or Filipinos abroad traveling to the Philippines. It will be very easy and very convenient moving forward, especially now that the NAIA airport is gonna go into a overhaul. So people are complaining about it. There's so much controversy going on, that there's chaos, and it's really not professionally run. The San Miguel Corporation, to my understanding, got the bid. They were awarded that they're gonna do a renovation on the whole NAIA airport. So and I'll cover that one of these days. I'll try to do a NAIA show, as well as the new airport in, I believe it's in Pampanga, which is the state of the art airport. But I will cover that moving on to any of our shows. Okay, but before we continue, we have, of course, we mentioned Doms, Hazel, of course, Sonny Francis is watching us from Quezon City. Katrina Poblete Salum, of course, our regular, our supporter. And of course, she is the mom of Ayana Poblete, who's doing so much for the Filipino community in UK. Katrina, of course, is based in Doha, Qatar, together my good friend, Rosana Millar Barrera, who is, I think, running late na naman. Or sabi niya, team replay na naman to. Good morning, sabi ni Katrina. And of course, Flora is watching us. Flora de Saison. And Flora, of course, is the wife of our dear owner, that's Johan Saison. Happy viewing to you. And then let's see. Oh, now, si Katrina sabi niya, watching from Doha, Qatar with Rosana Millar Barrera. Okay, yan. Tapos, teka, baka may na-miss pa ako. So, anyways, one of the shows that really made an impact to a lot of you was when we did the Visita Iglesia during the Holy Week, and I did that Thursday. And of course, you know what happened to that video. It didn't show that weekend, but we were able to capture it the following weekend. And I hope you were able to watch that. And if not, please feel free to go back to PHLV Radio YouTube channel. It's already posted there, so you could watch it and be blessed. We visited 8 churches during that Visita Iglesia, and we already discussed why I took 8 churches as opposed to 14 churches. But we selected all the beautiful, iconic, legendary, and of course, old churches, very traditional churches of the province of Bulacan. Sabi ni Emma Consul is watching. Hi Emma, I missed you. Emma is watching us from Carson, California. Sabi ni Katrina Poblete Salum, sabi niya, there is no place like home. Talaga, Kuya Josh Andowit. Yes po, kahit kami, we don't experience those rants that are circulating online. I know. Of course, you're talking about the airport. Of course, definitely, iba talaga. It's more fun in the Philippines. There's a lot of things that need to be improved. But eventually, I guess the government is trying to do it, and the private sector is also trying to help or pitch in. But definitely we'll make a show about that, the airport and all that. There's 2 airports going on now. Not sure if I am able to do the Cebu airport. We'll see depending on schedule. But we'll do that one of these days. Si Chloe Marie Mendy, I understand you will be competing soon at a beauty pageant. So good luck to you. Sabi niya, si Aisel, teka, si Aisel may pinapabati. Sabi ni Aisel Ortega, good afternoon Josh. Shout out for Joel Ortega and his group, Anthony Maniti and John Dange will be having a concert, Yuma Hagibis sa Las Vegas. Yuma Hagibis, okay. Tribute concert on June 21st, 2024 Friday. So send us you feel free to send us the poster and of course some details about it, Hazel. So we were able to promote it right here. But definitely, if you are, especially people from before, yung mga millennials at saka Gen Z, you might not be too familiar, but Hagibis, the iconic group of the, I think it's the 70s, 80s, and they are the kumbaga sila yung band or group to be reckoned with, and they are the Hagibis group. And hopefully one of these days before June, we could guest them here so they could promote online and live as well. So yun nga, Hagibis sa Las Vegas ang title ng show, and it's gonna be June 21st, Friday. They will give us the information and will let us know where to buy the tickets, how much the tickets would be, and the location where the concert is gonna be. Pero it's one of those concerts not to be missed, especially for the baby boomers. And it's really it's really good show. Now it's the song is playing in my head. Okay, sabi ni si Jem Yu is watching. Jem is the owner of Jem Kitchenette. So for any of your catering needs, si Jem Yu po ang tawagan nyo. She's based in Torrance, California, but she does catering as well as different foods. And hopefully next week, I'll be able to show you some of the creation of Jem Yu or Jem Kitchenette. Sabi, tingnan mo si Katrina Poblete sa Loom. Sabi niya, the best during our time, ang Hagibis. Naku, para naman ang tanda na natin. Hindi naman. Diba? Pero definitely, Hagibis is one band. Parang sila yung group talaga. Parang, I don't like to compare, but parang sila yung version ng YMCA, yung Village People natin at the time. Pero they are really group of men that was able to capture the imagination of the going public during that time. Si Rolando Sabila is watching also. Rolando, I think you're watching from LA, from Los Angeles. And of course, Rolando is my jet setter friend. He's been all over the world recently. I don't know. Sabi niya, ingat ka dyan, Kuya Josh. Definitely, maraming salamat for the greeting, Rolando. But let me know if you're back in the USA, because I know you've been traveling to Europe. And I think if my memory would serve me correct, I think you went to Spain as well. Talagang very jet setter siya. So let's start. This is really, really interesting now. We have so many people watching us today. Umabot ng 180,000. Aba. So our topic for today, a lot of you are requesting or had been requesting me to do a pilgrimage of the Lady of Manaoag. This is from the Manaoag Church. The story is this. There's this farmer. Of course, this is the tradition or the legend that the farmer saw the Blessed Virgin Mary with the child Jesus, carrying the child Jesus, at nag-show siya on top of a tree, and then she said to that farmer that I want you to build a church here, and that's what happened, and that's where the Church of Manaoag, or they call it now the Manaoag Church, which is really the old name is the name is the Lady of the Rosary of Manaoag, okay, or Nuestra Senora Rosario of de Manaoag. But now they easily call this Our Lady of Manaoag, or it is enshrined or inside the manor Basilica of the Lady of the Rosary in Manaoag, Pangasinan. Okay, now you guys might be wondering, what does Manaoag means? Manaoag is a Pangasinise. Pangasinise is the people of Pangasinan, and an Ilocano term that says to call, tawagin, to call. Yan, may mga tidbits tayo ngayon. So a lot of people are going or flocking there, especially Saturday and Sunday, where there will be masses every hour from 5 a.m. and then people would have the mass, and then of course they could go up the Blessed Virgin and kiss the mantle, and to make you do your okay, hold on. Sorry. And you do your petition and of course your prayers, as well as this becomes now a tradition that every time that you have any healing or any petition that you might have, especially for helpless people or people with sickness, and any petition, you go to Our Lady of the Rosary or the Lady of Manaoag. So it is a 2.5 or 2 hours and 22 minutes drive by car to Pangasinan, and we're showing it you right now. And of course, you use the you help me on this in the North Highway, which is really a freeway, but there's toll. You do that, and then of course once you go that, then the NCLEX and T-Plex, and everything costs a little bit, some toll fees, but that is for the for it to be the maintenance of the highway. Or Filipinos abroad, we call it freeway, they call it highway, and it's not free. There's a toll. And then not what you're seeing right now is, let's see. Yeah, so this is the Manaoag Central, and of course now I'm showing you the entrance. And if you have been traveling just like my friend Rolando, and of course, and some of you have been to Europe, this is like the way the entrance look like. It's like a mini passage, mini entrance to the Vatican. Because if you notice on the left hand side of both, like the way to the church, which you see right in front of you, there's icons, there's statues of different saints. Okay. Yeah, so there you go. So we're trying to show it, and of course, we capture that, and of course, there's not allowed to park inside this driveway. You could drop off if you are a member of the person with disability or PWD. You are allowed to drop off the patient or the client or the person with either the senior citizen, people with handicap, or the pregnant women, to drop off right by the gate. And then of course you could and then once you drop them off, then you are obligated or you are mandated to take your car and park it somewhere else. Not to worry, parking wise, there's a lot of parking within the vicinity. It goes from 30 pesos to 50 pesos for every hour. But of course, if you have some friends or family, you could park there in their vicinity. Now, like what we mentioned, on both sides though, what is most interesting is there's a lot of shanties or kiosks where they sell religious items, and that is within the vicinity, from the walkway through the whole vicinity of the church. So you just be very careful, especially when people would approach you and just pin you with some medallions. So try to avoid those. And if they're trying to pin or put a pin on your chest, or give you rosaries, or bother you with some candles, they do sell it inside, which is the legitimate way of doing things. But it's really up to you on how you want to proceed, especially if you're one of those who wants to buy candles for you to light at the candle gallery, which we'll show later as well. So you're seeing right now, and before anything else, happy viewing to Ernie Damayo, and of course watching from the Philippines. Si Caljan Estepa. Caljan, I've not seen you for a while. Congratulations on all your undertakings. And then Estrelita Lapid as well as Elena Lapid Salonga is watching. They are the Lapid sisters of the very famous Lapid Chicharon. Sabi nga nila, kapag lapid, malutong, bago, at definitely super sarap. Okay? Watching from Antipolo, si Elena Lapid Salonga. See you later, dear friends. Sabi niya, yeah, see you later. Bong Sosa, my gosh, itong mga friends ko is watching us from Houston, Texas. Bong Sosa is the owner of One Philippines Houston edition, as well as the owner of Fiesta Ko sa Texas. And we're really talking about that. So that's upcoming sometime in August. And then Josephine Castillo is a cousin of mine who's a branch manager, assistant vice president of BDO, Banco de Oro. in Katipunan, and she's celebrating, well, her advance happy birthday to you. Joy Asuncion is watching as well from Quezon City. What you're seeing right now on the video is the facade of the church. So people are doing their selfies, and then of course on this particular time, you see that gate, that door, that big door. It's closed, but the reason being is there's a wedding that's gonna be held. So part of the tradition, the lady or the bride will be stationed in there, and then as soon as the ceremony starts, that door will open. However, there's a lot of people inside, so you'll see. Now the next video will show that I am going inside. See, Joy Asuncion watching from Quezon City. Hello, Sir Josh. Hello to you too, Joy. Joy to the world. There you go. That's the inside, and I was walking towards the altar. As you could see, it's already been dressed. The whole church has been dressed up with flowers on both sides on the aisle of the pews, and you would see people are still busy putting decoration, while some of the people, the devotees of Our Lady of Manaoag, are already inside, and of course they're doing the rosary as well as they're praying. So there's a lot of happenings going on that day that I visited, but because there is a wedding that's so soon to happen, right away, right after my video. So there you go. So you're seeing how beautiful this church is. It's very quiet. It's so surreal. At the same time, you have this feeling. It's a special feeling that you are so close to Our Lady of Manaoag. And I'll show you a close-up shot, because for this particular day, they allowed me to go as close as possible to the altar. And as you could tell, there's some people taking advantage while the church is being dressed up for the wedding. So all the gates and all the barriers were already put or taken away. So that was really nice. Cesar Ong Jr. is watching. June Ong is a cousin of mine, the cousin-in-law, and he is the owner of this telecommunication company, which one of these days we'll guess, so you guys will be aware of the facility that the Philippines, when it comes to telecommunication, that they are at par with the rest of the world, the first world countries. And I'm showing you right now the inside of the church of the Church of Manaoag. And of course, there you go. I was able to go in as close to the altar, where it shows these ivory and silver statue of the Lady of Manaoag, which was sent or given to the people of Pangasinan by the Franciscan, then passed on to the Dominican during the 1800s. So there you go. This altar has been renovated for the past 2 years. I was there during the renovation, and this is how it looks now. It's much better compared before. And if you notice, there's a lot of devotees day in and day out, as every day from different parts of the world, technically. So we just shown you the right side. Now we're showing you the left side. There's a lot of paintings, maraming paintings po na depicting the miracles of the Lady of Manaoag. So right now there's not a lot of people, because this was at the height of lunch. So we were there at 12:30 p.m. So talagang kainitan talaga, and it was really very taxing, at talagang susubukin talaga ang laban mo sa init. So there you go. This is how I was telling you about the farmer, the Our Lady with the child Jesus was shown, and this is how it was depicted. And that church is built where the lady showed up to the farmer. See that the guy on the left hand side? This is exactly what I was telling you on how the church was built, because the Lady of Manaoag, or the Lady of the Rosary at the time, said that build the church on where I am here. And then there's the other one here is, of course, the depiction. This other painting is the depiction of the altar that the first altar that was previously built prior to the altar that we just saw recently. Lisa Isagan is watching also. Lisa is the lovely wife of Bong Sosa from Houston, Texas. Okay, now you go. So there you go. It's really a huge church, and it could fit, I would say, thousands of people, especially the devotees. Now we're showing you the left-hand side. We saw the left-hand side, and we're showing you the right-hand side. For people, for Filipinos, devotees or not, this agriculturally speaking, this is one beautiful church. And on the four pillars, it shows the four apostles. Of course, Matthew, John, Luke, and I'm missing one. Anyways, Kuya Our Lady, nice Our Lady of Manaoag. Thanks, June. Yeah, there you go. And of course, it's well kept. Very, very impressive. And of course, now you could see there's some decoration happening because of the forthcoming wedding during the time I visited. So now you saw the left hand side of the altar. Now we're showing you the right hand side, and of course there's pews all over the place, or what we call the church seats there, and not a lot of people because this is 12:30 in the afternoon when we took the video, because or else we will not be allowed to do so. Now there's this other painting on the wall, and it shows it's burning, and what the legend says that from that burning there was a fire at the church. However, the fire was consumed, the church was consumed by the fire, except for the image of the Lady of Manaoag. And I think you could kind of correlate it or compared it to, remember the fire of the Notre Dame in Paris, and remember that there was a big fire and it destroys the church. However, some of the religious statues were preserved and it was untouched by fire. And of course, these are the bishops when they venerated and they made the basilica into what it is today. So this is the celebration. So these are huge paintings these paintings are still hanging on different parts of the church to depict the important occasions at the church, or at the Church of Manaoag. Okay, let's see. Happy viewing to 117 people watching the show. Maraming salamat po. Yeah, so those are the paintings, and I'll show you the ceiling as well. Okay, and just to let you know, although it's not air conditioned compared to Manila Cathedral in Manila, of course Manila Cathedral in Manila, Philippines, as well as San Agustin, which is the oldest church. This one, it's cool for some reason, because I think the way it was constructed and all the windows were open, and there's fans all over the place. There's ceiling fans going on, and there's fans on walls and on the floor, that made it very, very cool. And you see a lot of people are having their picture taken because as a souvenir for Our Lady of Manaoag. Yan. So those people who are not able to go, I hope you're watching and be blessed by this particular episode of our show, Alam Mo Ba? Because it is really, in the past, I'll tell you, in the past it is really a challenge. It was really taxing to go from Manila because it takes like 6 or 7 hours. But because of technology, with the development of the highways and the toll-free highways of T-Plex or S-Plex, you pay a certain amount, but it gets you there. Like what I said, by car, it's only 2 hours and 22 minutes if without stop, of course. And you go into different, you pass through different provinces without going inside and using the side street of those cities. So that, and then you pass on to Bulacan, Pampanga, Tarlac, and of course after Tarlac is Pangasinan, and the exit is Banaloan. I know I'm messing all these words, especially because I can't really pronounce Banaloan. I think that's the exit you have to take, and from there it's only 15 minutes from the exit of the highway. It's only 15 minutes to the Church of Manaoag. There you go. Yeah, so I like that I tell you there's a wedding supposed to happen, so that's there in preparation. Okay, then we'll show you more videos about the surroundings. Let's show. There's this other side by side or adjacent to the church is another chapel. So if you are a devotee of the Nazarene, the Black Nazarene, we're going in there. There's a chapel that has the Mother de la Rosa, or the mother's the sorrowing or the crying mother, as well as this is where the location where you could have your confession. If you're Catholic, you are part of the covenant, or the sacrament is the sacrament of confession. Okay. Sabi ni Cesar, Kuya, Binalonan. Yes, Binalonan is the exit. Binalonan exit. Yes, thank you, Cesar. Thank you, Jude. Thank you for helping me out. Yeah, Binalonan is the exit of that. And it's 15 minutes from that. Okay, now we're showing you the chapel, well, the Black Nazarene, so people who are devotee of the Quiapo Church, they have their own version of that. And then here, there's a lot of murals, paintings as well, like this one is the prodigal son, a depiction of that famous parable of the prodigal son. And of course, there's some reminder on how to make a confession, and of course some prayers, like prayer for the healing, prayer for the sick, prayer for people who are going through financial hardship. Rona Rivera is watching from I think the Valley, I think Northridge in California. Sabi niya Binalonan. Yes, tama, I was corrected, Rona. Maraming salamat. Okay, so this is a small chapel adjacent to the church. So now what we're showing you, and this is how beautiful the confessional box compared to some other churches that we see in California or other American churches. This one is really very intricate. So now we're showing you the outside of that. There's a little garden there going on, which is outside the church, and then I will lead you to the veneration portion where you would be able to come close to the Blessed Virgin of Manaoag. So there you go. And of course, you have a custodian cleaning, making sure that everything is spick and span. If you could, Filipinos abroad, you would notice and you could see how well kept this place is. In spite that there's a lot of pilgrimage, people, devotees coming in and out of the church, they still were able to manage to keep it clean, tidy, and the upkeep is really one for the books. Yeah, there you go. There's a lot of seats there, so people don't worry about when you go there that you might be standing. No, there's a lot of seats, ample seats for everybody. If there will be an overflow during the mass, then there's these seats outside that were already placed, so at least the overflow of people would not be standing. And then of course we're going into as close to the Virgin, the statue of the Virgin, and this is on the left hand side of the left and right hand side, and they're open. So some people, they don't go to the main church, but they go to the small chapel where the Virgin is located. And here you go. And of course people they do their petition, they pray as well, and of course some people, they take pictures like what we did. So this is the closest you could get to the altar. Okay, this is the place. This is the closest you go to the altar. You cannot go closer than this. This is as close as it gets. Yeah, and like what I said earlier, this is the renovated. This is the renovated altar compared to the one that we showed you from the painting. Yeah, so that's the Virgin of Manaoag. Later we'll show you that the stairs going or leading to the lady, so you could get an up close and you were able to touch portion of that mantle or that cloth that she's wearing. You could go as close as that later when you go up, and that's the veneration of adoration place or chapel, which there will be a flight of stairs on the way there. So we try to capture it as close as possible to the Virgin. So like what we said, you either go to the right hand side or to the left hand side, and the view is still the same. And then I think the next video will show the going towards the, yeah, here you go. So there's a line of people. We were lucky because this was almost lunchtime, past lunchtime, like almost 1 to 2 o'clock, and it's really, 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 really hot. You really have to be, this is really what you call sacrifice to be so close to the Virgin. So they were able to manage to put barriers, so you fall in line and you go up the flight of stairs. Sadly, I asked for an elevator so we could show you the elevator if you are PWD or people with disability, but I didn't see, or they said that there's no elevator to go. It's really a sacrifice to go on this flight of stairs. Silus Feminda Casmir Marasigan is watching from Cavite, GMA Cavite. Luz, I'll be going there next week. I'll text you so I could meet with you and Eddie. So happy viewing to you as well. So there you go. So you have to wait for your turn. And this is the inside of the Adoration Chapel. And you'll see, and there's a line on your left hand side. You see people lining up because they want to give their petition. They want to touch the cloth of the Blessed Virgin, and of course, and that's the closest really you could get in touching the statue of the Virgin. And of course, you have to wait for your turn. Oh, here you go, and this is where you could touch. See that gentleman is reaching out to the mantle of the Blessed Virgin. There's a hole there, and then you do your petition and you pray, and there's a kneeling portion there where you could kneel. Okay, and then of course right after that you go inside if you want to continue more prayers. And then now I'll show you some of the letters, some posted letters of petition, letters of gratitude, letters of thanksgiving that people would post, even with pictures of their request, prayer request to the Blessed Virgin Mary, the Blessed Virgin of Manaoag. And there you go. More letters, more petitions are posted on this cork board, displayed on that. And of course, there's the Infant Jesus of Prague. And here you go. And that's also one of the saints that you would find at the Church of Manaoag. See all this from left, middle, and then we'll show you the other side of more letters, more petitions, more letters of gratitude or wish granted that you could read. Technically, it's for people. If you have time, you could read and you could see the miracles and the goodness of the Lady of the Rosary of Manaoag, because there's a lot of, see, people are still writing their petitions, and it's a cork board that you are allowed, and it's for public. And now we're going in. There's a bridge that leads from the main church going into the souvenir shops. Of course, hindi nawawala sa Filipino culture to buy souvenirs, and this is where you could buy the official wear of the religious wares of Our Lady of Manaoag Church. So there's the rosary, statues of Our Lady of Manaoag to take home and give as present to your friends and family. And of course, there's different variations of medallions, like what I said, rosaries and prayer books, and there's thousands and thousands of different variations and variety of rosaries, which they said it is for Catholics and Christian. It is important that you give them as gifts to people, and they said it's holy and it's right, and of course it's well appreciated. Ronick Hernandez is watching. Hey Ronick, happy viewing to you. I visited you and I tried to surprise you, but I was surprised you were not there. I was hoping I'll see you in your stall, but you were not there during the day we visited. We're showing you some of the other religious things that you could buy. There's pendants, there's different medallions of different saints. There's more and more stuff. And then of course, right after when you do your purchase of any souvenir items, and there's a stairs going down, and right in front of you, what you're seeing right now is the candle gallery, okay, where you purchase candles and you light it up here. This is the candle gallery. That's how they call it. And of course, it's right adjacent to the chapel or to the big church. And there you go. And this is where you light different candles, different colors of candles. The white signifies purity, and then of course the green is for petition for wealth, and then and health, and then the pink is for relationship and love and family, and different color coded. And the most sellable or the most purchased color is white, because that is for harmony and peace among families. So people are lighting up their candles and they're saying their prayers either to the dearly departed. And of course, I'll show you, of course, still see that custodian while people are still praying. The upkeep of the place is continuous throughout the day. Yeah, and there's this huge replica of the Lady of the Rosary of Manaoag, right smack right at the middle of it, where people take more pictures of them. Okay, then we'll show you. Here you go. And hopefully you are enjoying the whole view of, even though you are not physically able to go there at this point in time, at least through this show you are able to go there and be blessed as well, like we did. Okay, that's the depiction or a replica of the statue of the Lady of the Rosary of Manaoag. And people are taking pictures in front of that, and while people on the other hand are lighting their candles of request. And then there's as you could tell, not cars are not allowed to park unless you have a business inside the church, and the guards would not allow people to park inside. There's, like what I mentioned earlier from the get-go, there's ample parking within the vicinity of the church. There's paid parking, of course. But in the past, if you have been going religiously or passionately to Our Lady of Manaoag Church, it used to be you are able to park inside. That practice has been stopped simply because of the traffic that it creates. So now, unless you have an official business that you need to do inside the church, you are not allowed to go in and park inside the church. You will be instructed to park in any of the parking spaces within the vicinity. Of course, it's parking for a fee, and the fee is really very reasonable. It's up to 50 pesos, which is what, $1, $1.25 if you are converting it into dollars. And then we'll show you now. There's a video that I'd like to show that captures the garden. There's this garden of the mysteries of the Rosary, because it's obvious it's the Lady of the Rosary of Manaoag. So now the four mysteries. Remember the four mysteries of the Rosary. In the past, growing up as Catholic, we are always told that there's three mysteries: the joyful mysteries, the sorrowful mysteries, and of course the glorious mysteries. But in the recent convention of in Rome, they added another mystery, which is the luminous mystery. And then there's this garden that depicts all this, like instead of the Station of the Cross, which you could find also all over the vicinity of the church, but there's a specialized garden that it depicts the whole mysteries of the Rosary. Okay. Grace Aguilar is watching. Hey Grace, I missed you. Grace is one of our dear friend who's always being supported of all the Filipino community events, and she is one of those, just like with paparazzi cell, who would manage to give a good video of all the happenings in the Filipino American community, not only in Los Angeles or in California, but she does travel as well. So Grace Aguilar, happy viewing to you as well. Hopefully we could capture that, the garden of the different mysteries of the rosaries. I think we have that as well, yo. Hopefully you are able to capture that. I think that's part 4 of the video I sent. So if we are able to show that, and it's really a beautiful garden because during the spring, or when it's not summer, during maybe September, October, November, you could see all these flowers blooming, and of course they are surrounded by the different mysteries of the rosaries, and hopefully we could show you that. Though I don't know if they were able to capture that on the video I sent them, but hopefully they're able to show that because it's another site to see, and it's really really one of those that you have to be there to see it and to experience that. So hopefully people or Filipinos abroad as well as Filipinos who cannot travel, and if you have a chance to travel in the near future, please please not only watch the show, but also try to go to Manaoag, Pangasinan, and feel the surreal, the lightness of being, the peacefulness feeling that you are in a church, or you are in within that you are in that environment of it's so hard to explain, but the feeling of being close to the Creator, being close to the Virgin, being close to Mama Mary, or some people would call that. But you have to experience. I wish you to have that experience, that experience of being light, being at peace, being happy. It's difficult to explain. It's something you need to experience for yourself, and that's the effect that this church, the Manaoag Church, the Lady of the Rosary of Manaoag, or Señora Nuestra of Manaoag, or Our Lady of Manaoag, which is called now the modern version name for the Virgin of Manaoag is now the Lady of Manaoag, or the Lady of the Rosary of Manaoag. Okay, I don't know, Yo, is the video ready to show the garden of the different? Carmi Santos just came in. Yes, Yo. Oh, okay, so it's not on our board. Okay, so it's okay. What we're gonna do, and I apologize because maybe it's a technical glitch. We'll show you that next week when we cover another travel log that I've been doing here. Hopefully, I would be able to show you that, and I will upload it again so you guys would see that. Let's see. No, see, we're reviewing all the videos. It's part 4 of the video. Uh, okay. Yeah, it's okay. Maybe it was a trip. Don't worry, guys. I apologized. Maybe it was not uploaded correctly, but definitely there's a part 4 that was created, but maybe it was not uploaded correctly. But we'll definitely cover that. We'll try to insert that tomorrow on Dear Kuya Josh. If not, we'll do that. I promise you 3 videos already. We missed on we missed the church, the 8th church from the Iglesia visit, the Visita Iglesia, and also the Saint Joseph church as well. So there's 2 of that, and then we'll do the garden as well, and we'll do that next week for sure. And that is a promise. See, Carmi Santos Ong, the lovely wife of June or Cesar Ong, is watching as well. I think she's late, so she's gonna be part of Team Replay. Sabi niya, hi Kuya, she's my first cousin also, and watching from Quezon City. So to recap, the Manaoag Church is 2 and 22 minutes, 2 hours and 22 minutes by car to the church of Manaoag from Manila. And of course, the exit there is, okay, here we go, is Binalonan Church. Okay, and if you go there on the weekday, which I recommend, which we did, of course, the Mass is still being held from 5 a.m. and every hour up to 12 noon, and then it will commence again at 4 o'clock every hour up to 6 p.m. And of course, there's church there's mass every day. Now, if you want to avoid the crowd, you go there on a weekday. But if you are adventurous enough to go in there with all the crowds and all that, then Saturday, Sunday would be your best bet. And now we're showing you again as a recap is the entrance to the church. Of course, there's other gates within the vicinity that you could go in, but I'm just showing you how beautiful the entrance of the church, and it's really almost it's like for me it's a mini Vatican City, because it was well constructed by the builders of this church. And then of course there's so many things going on in there. Weddings can be held there, and when we got in there, there was a blessing of the coffins. There's 2 coffins which we decided not to show out of reverence to the departed ones, but it is really a sight to see for you to experience the Lady of Manaoag and that Manaoag church. It is really a sacrifice. They call it a pilgrimage for our brothers and sisters in the Catholic faith as well as the Christian faith. This is, and then for the non-believers, I still encourage you to go there if you can, because it will be a different experience. If you are non-believers, you could appreciate the structure, the grandiose structure of this church, because it is well kept. It is one of those that one for the books when you talk about grand churches of the Catholic faith. And of course, it's celebrated. It's really the like what we mentioned. Manaoag is an Pangasinise, which you call the people of Pangasinan. Pangasinise, and an Ilocano word for to call or tumawag. And of course, supposedly that Manaoag church was built. This is the same site where the Lady of the Rosary showed up to the farmer during that time, and it was said that the lady specifically requested to have this particular church, the Church of Manaoag, be built on the site where the apparition or where the appearance took place during those times. And there's a lot of miracles that have been told. You could read all these supposedly testimonials of the miracles that took place. If you ask me, am I a believer? Yes, I consider. I know you might have a trip when I mentioned to you, I am a Christian by choice, and of course I was a Catholic by birth. But in 1997, I converted to the Christian faith, and I was baptized, submerged in water. And of course, now you might say, then why I think I mentioned that, pray the rosary, and then I adore. Just to let you guys know, just to clear some of the confusion, I consider myself a modified Christian because I still believe on intercessions. I don't consider them as saints, but I consider them as best friends. I consider them as family. I know, don't judge me, but it works for me. And as they said, if it works for you, then so be it, right? So Our Lady of Manaoag, I consider her not only one of my best friends, but also my aunt. Okay, so it's I know it might sound interesting or funny, but this is my go-to every time I visited the Philippines. I would not leave the country until I visit her. Just like when you visit a relative or when you visit friends, I do that as well. And I will definitely capture and I'll share you a little bit of my intercessors, my best friends, and some of the people, or I call them people. I don't really do the kissing and all that of the statues, because for the Christian faith, there's a passage in the good book. They have ears they cannot hear, mouth they cannot speak, and eyes they cannot see. So, but depending really on your faith, depending really on what you believe in. That's what my faith and my belief in. And so to me, if you ask me, religion is really a personal relationship. It's a personal relationship between you and the God that you adore. And so who are we as humans to tell that one religion, one affiliation is better than the other? It is a personal relationship, personal walk. It's a personal belief, and no one's supposed to judge you on your faith, on your on what you adore and what you believe in, because like what I said, religion is really a personal relationship you have with the supreme being, whoever it might be, that you believe, you venerate, and you adore. And hopefully you enjoy our vlog, our travel vlog today on the pilgrimage of Our Lady of Manaoag. Like what I promised you, I will definitely try to upload again that garden, the Rosary Garden, which is really a sight to see. And we'll talk about that briefly next Friday with another new show that we have here prepared for you. So with that, I am wishing you all the best for the rest of the week. If you're watching us and it's Saturday on your end, and if it's Friday night, you enjoy the rest of the evening as well as the weekend, and you enjoy the rest of next week. Be safe, be blessed, and as always, I before I close any show, or for that matter, be kind. You can never go wrong with kindness, and it's a guarantee that whatever act or any act of kindness that you do to people, it will come back to you in so many ways, in different forms, in different times, with different people, and that's a guarantee. And one of these days, when everything is settled, when everything is done, I will share with you, our audience, our listeners, our viewers, the goodness of the Lord that that's so tangible, and it is really a testimony that I would share to you one of these days. But for now, I would definitely... Oh, there's more comments before I go. See, Esmeralda Padilla Go for the Asian TV or the Fil-Am TV before. Sabi niya, hello. Romeo Jr. Okfimia, Romy or Openg or June said hello, and he's watching from Doha, Qatar as well. Romy, I will be reaching out so we could guest one of your daughters. I think it is Denise, who is the international figure skater. And there's good things happening also to Kiel. Kiel is Romeo Jr., Ezekiel Jr., or Okfimia. Romeo Ezekiel Okfimia, who is really doing wonderful things at Oxford Brookes Law School, and we already guested him, and now he is getting all the interviews around, and there are more coming up, and we're arranging some more because he bested 128 students, law students, on this 2024 mooting competition, which of course, sino pa? Of course, the Filipino did it, and he is the grand champion for that competition. And he did also a back-to-back of another competition. And currently also he is the president, and we call him Kiel, and he's the president of the Oxford Brookes Society or Law Society. So congratulations. Sabi na, si Cesar sabi niya, yes indeed kuya, you can never go wrong with kindness. Natutunan ko yan sa'yo. Maraming salamat, at nakakatawa ng puso that most of you, if not all of you, are getting that as a mantra in your own lives, because it's true. Selena Sugalan, Montelanam Upsidi. Hi, Selena. Yes, I'm still here in Manila, and one of these days, let's get together either for coffee. So like what I said, be kind. You can never go wrong with kindness. And any act of kindness that you do to people, it is already a guarantee. It will come back to you in so many ways, in different people, different situation, in different scenario. And definitely you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Be blessed, you guys, and Ay nako, may mga pahabol pa talaga itong mga kaibigan natin in different parts of the world. Si Catherine sa yes, Openg Romeo Jr. of Fimia. Hopefully someday makapunta dito si Kuya Josh Anduit. I promise you, we will do a live show there. Hopefully, God willing, end of the year. We're doing we're already preparing all the bells and whistles to make this happen. But definitely, we'll make an effort. Hopefully, it will happen Q4 of this year, if not Q1 of next year. If not, let's all get together in the Philippines where it's more fun in the Philippines. And the new tagline for the Department of Tourism and of the Philippines is Love Philippines. And we love our homeland regardless where you are, regardless, sabi nga, you could take the Filipinos away from the Philippines, but you cannot take the Philippines away from the Filipinos regardless where they are. Everywhere you go in the Philippines, and I could attest to that, anywhere you go in the world, there would be Filipinos doing marvelous work to give honor to the Philippine flag. And with that, maraming salamat po for tuning in. I'll see you live tomorrow on Dear Kuya Josh with a brand new letter to discuss, as well as you have a wonderful, wonderful week, whatever is left of it. If I am not able to see you tomorrow on my show, you guys have a blessed week next week, and God bless us all. Good night, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Happy viewing to everybody. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye.
Just like a friend from back home. This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.